Hi, everybody. Krista Fremming here. I would invite you, if you're able to and comfortable, go ahead and turn on your video so we can see each other. I'm going to call the meeting to order here at 1:03 p.m. And we're going to start with roll call for the task force members. This is a public meeting, as I hope you know, and so we do have a lot of guests and other folks joining us. We're not going to introduce every single guest, but you can see the list of participants. Although if someone has joined with a phone number, they're a little bit more elusive. You may not be able to figure out who they are. So starting with roll call for our task force members, do we have Jennifer Flores with us?
Yes, I'm here on the phone.
Thanks, Jennifer. And Holly Johnson? Okay, I'm here, Krista. Heather Opland?
Here.
Thanks, Heather. And Jacob Davis?
I'm here.
Thanks, Jacob. Connie Lilliord? All right, Carol Johnson? Is Representative Matt Ruby on with us?
Yep.
Hello. How about Cody Pinks?
I'm here.
Thanks, Cody. Mandy Dendy?
Here.
Thanks, Mandy. Lacey Berg?
Here.
Thanks, Lacey. Samantha Stewart? Okay, Dr. Quanrud?
Here, finally. Sorry.
Nope, that's okay. Thank you. Is Dr. Shannon Grave with us? And how about Jamie Walker Fuller? Okay, I believe I saw Connie Lilliord. Are you with us now?
Yep.
Thanks, Connie. Caitlin, where are we at with a quorum?
We have a quorum, 10 attendance.
Okay, thank you. And so then we're going to move into approval of we have 2 sets of minutes, and I'm really sorry that I only just sent them to you all about 10 minutes ago. So I anticipate that you probably haven't thoroughly read them. So Jody's put them up here, and if you wouldn't mind just taking a minute now to look over those. These are the, oh, okay. Did I send the wrong ones, or did we just have them incorrectly labeled as March instead of May?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh my gosh. Sorry.
I think they may have just been incorrectly labeled because I pulled them right out of the file for the May minutes.
Okay. Apologies. So we will we'll go ahead and make that revision note to change it to May. Any other revisions needed?
Is there a next page?
I think that is it. Oh.
I would move to approve.
All right, thank you, Dr. Quanrud. Motion to approve with that change, I assume, of the May.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Is there a second on the motion?
This is Mandy, and I'll second.
All right, thank you. All in favor, or any further discussion, I should say, on the motion? All right, all in favor, if you can say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. All right, the May meeting minutes are approved then. And so the next set, I believe this one is actually only a page because yes, this one was the special meeting that was held on August 1st to discuss the recommendations that would be made to the Interim Human Services Committee. So looking for a motion to approve these as well.
So moved.
Thanks, Dr. Quanrud. Is there a second?
This is Mandy. I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, the minutes are approved. Thank you. So now we can move into the more fun parts of our agenda, I'd like to believe. And we have a special guest here with us, Cain Kaiser. And I saw him on the local Bismarck news back, and I don't remember, Cain, when it was, but you can remember and you will tell us. And then I just reached out to him. I found him on Facebook and messaged him and asked if he'd be interested in coming and speaking with our group because he has a great perspective that I thought we'd all benefit hearing from. So Cain, I wanted to turn it over to you to introduce yourself and share whatever. I kind of left it up to you, whatever details you want to share with us.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Are you guys able to hear us? Hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. My computer died on me, so I'm using my iPad. So as you guys have heard, I'm Cain Kaiser. I am almost 21 and I'm a graphic design student at Bismarck State College. I have autism and I've been diagnosed with autism since 2005. I would have been 4 when I got diagnosed. And like Krista had mentioned, I was on KFYR TV News because I have an autism podcast, and it is called Making a Cain-nection, pun intended. And it's pretty much a free, like, not freelance, but it's like whatever you call it, like, I don't have any schedule. I have a schedule, but I don't have like any notes that I use or anything. I just like talk, and whatever's on my mind is it gets recorded. And I can see the link just got pasted in the chat. You guys can check it out. It's on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Audible, Amazon Music. I think there's one more. Anyway, so that podcast of mine, I share life experiences while having autism and just other things that have gone on in my life in the last almost 21 years of my life. And so, yeah, I'm also gonna tell you guys a little bit about with me having autism, and some of them, like, okay, so what I'm gonna say is I'm not pointing fingers when I say this. So I'll try and keep it as vague as possible. So I've lived in North Dakota since 2006, and my parents had taken me to Hazen School. I'm not going to say like names because that's not the right thing to do. But so I was in Hazen School for up until the end of my 8th grade year of school. And let's just say in vague terms, it was not the greatest experience. That whole 8 to 9 years was not a great experience. I did not really get the help I needed with special education and other, like, I didn't get the help I needed. Until high school, I ended up getting the help I did need from high school, and that was over in Beulah. But I guess above all that, my goal is to try and build understanding in schools and in other places, I guess you'd say, understanding of autism. Now, I actually work at Best Buy here in Bismarck, and I just got and I guess I can mention this. I just got done with a little bit of a struggle with trying to get the help I need for work. And the main thing with all that is communication. Communication is key. It's been key like since the beginning of time. But I honestly feel like some of these, I guess I'd like there to be more understanding in the world and of autism, because like I said, when I was in elementary school and middle school, there was no understanding. There was no understanding from the other students. There was no understanding from teachers. And let's just say that there was a little bit of bullying, like when I was in middle school, because I was different and because I did not have the greatest time. I struggled a lot. And there was bullying in my school by teachers, and some of the people that I got to know really well, like some of the students, actually went to the principal because there was a little bit of bullying. But I'm not gonna get too deep into it because I don't know, it's just not the right thing to do. But yeah, I guess I got nothing else to say. I've been doing like these autism like presentations since 2018. And so I first started doing this in 2018. My third grade paraprofessional when I was in third grade is actually a third grade teacher in Beulah, where I'm from. So she wanted me to talk to her class about autism. And I mean, let me be honest, talking to a third grade class is much easier for me than talking in like a place with a whole bunch of adults. I'm just saying the truth. But so I've been doing these autism talks, and so I ended up also doing a talk with one of my science classes when I was in high school, kind of to build understanding, because I didn't feel that people got it. Like, there wasn't very many people that actually got it. And so I also did a talk with so there was a kid in Beulah who had autism as well in 6th grade. So I talked to the counselor, and I got to talk to the 6th grade classes about autism as well. And I guess the lessons kind of began and continued from there. As part of the Board of Education, well, not me, but I think Travis Jordan, the superintendent of Beulah, was like part of some kind of education board or something. And he's been trying to help me with trying to get a proposal made out for understanding of autism, because like I said, there was no understanding. There never really was any understanding for as long as I've been in North Dakota. So, okay, I'm reading what Vicky says here.
Hello, Cain. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good. So you want to talk about what you did nationally after Dakota Boys and Girls Ranch or Memorial School?
Oh, yeah. So I was in the Dakota Boys and Girls Ranch, Western Plains treatment facility here in Bismarck, for 4.5 months in 2016. So I was about 13. I was between 13 and 14. Can't remember. And so with the Boys Ranch, I had talked to the president of the Boys Ranch. She's down in Fargo. And I had gotten to speak to, I think it was like not really a donors banquet, but it was like some kind of banquet down in Mesa, Arizona, to talk about my experience at the ranch and a little bit of autism stuff along with that too. And so, I mean, I've gotten to know quite a few people with autism, not just myself, but a couple friends of mine here in college have autism. A couple coworkers in my job have autism, and they've dealt with autism before. I know Shannon Grave, who I don't know if she's in here right now, but her son also has autism, and I knew him in preschool about 16 years ago. So, and I haven't talked to him in years, but eventually I'm gonna have to get in touch with him again. So,
Well,
yeah,
Cain, I just wanted to thank you for coming and talking with us. I'm sure
absolutely.
maybe some people have questions for you besides Vicky.
Sure.
And I would maybe start out with,
I'm all ears. Go ahead. I'm all
yeah.
ears.
What did you have? You talked about some kind of painful spots. Did you have any bright spots in your growing up that you think really helped you, or pushed you in the right direction, or whatever you'd say?
Yeah. So while going to Beulah High School, because I guess that's another thing I forgot to mention, is with the Boys Ranch, I ended up staying as a day student in my freshman year of high school, and then I transferred over to Beulah starting my sophomore year. And Beulah has really done phenomenal. My parents did not have a great experience, along with myself, and the Oliver Mercer special ed. Like I said, not pointing fingers, like direct fingers, but I did not have the best experience with, and I was on an IEP at the time. High school, I was on a 504, and basically what Beulah said is whatever you need to learn and get through things, we'll do it. And they really did. And yeah, so I really got to know Travis really well. He has been to a couple. I did Special Olympics bowling. He came to a few of those games. And so what Travis believes is that, sure, education is important, but the kids come first. So anything that they need to like succeed and learn, they're all for it, which I think is really good. And I see someone else put a chat here. What support do you need at work? Oh, sure. So some of the things with my work is, well, even with school too, comprehension is like my Achilles heel. I cannot comprehend large text. Like, I'm just using this as an example, but like, say the Bible, if you read like 3 chapters of the Bible, I can't comprehend all of that. So along with work, well, I guess in college here, I'll start with college. In college, I have had accommodations, and I still have accommodations with the accessibility coordinator. And I have some of the things I have with my accommodations. I'm just gonna try and move my hand here. Is that I have a recording app. So you guys know talk to text on your cell phones, on your iPhone, stuff like that. This app, there's an app I use called Otter, which is basically a talk to text for a long period of time. Like, say you just do a voice recording on a voice recorder, and it actually reads out everything that you say. So it's like sending a huge long text, I guess, or long email. The only downside with that software is that it misinterprets the word, so it says something completely different than what we actually say. But I have accommodations like that. I also have, I have 1.5 times extended test time. So say a test is a certain amount of time, I can get a little extra time. Big projects, one of the accommodations I need for big projects is I need things broken down into smaller steps. Like, to get the job done, I gotta go like level 1, level 2, level 3 to complete the game, metaphorically. And so, yeah, along with that, something with work is I have contact with vocational rehabilitation down here at West Central over in Bismarck. And I talked with them, and I have a job coach. I have a job coach that assists me with talking to a supervisor and like get the right things out, like try to not get off topic, and it's something like that. And so I have talked with my job coach, I've talked with my supervisor at Best Buy, and it's been and I'm just being honest here, it's been kind of hard getting understanding from the staff at Best Buy, because one of the trainings I did, they said that you could have like accommodations, and there's like a little bit of accessibility along with different I guess it's called a support group or a social group or something like that. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm all right. So yeah, there should be a little bit of understanding within the workplace, and I apologize. Yeah, so I feel like there should be a little bit of understanding, not just with the workplace, but other things too. You got to get a drink here.
Yeah. And Cain, just so you're aware too, this ties back to a presenter we had a couple meetings ago from oh gosh, and now of course I'm blanking on the name. Maybe you all can remember with me.
Kelly
Was
Services.
it like Kelly? Yes, the Kelly Services. Yes, because they are doing really intentional work with employers around that topic. But I guess maybe they're focused more on employers who want to hire a more like neurodiverse workforce is maybe what I remember. But just, I mean, it's a bright spot too.
Right.
So.
And I've actually followed a couple profiles on Instagram that are neurodivergent and have autism of not really my degree of autism. So I have Asperger's, and I don't know if they call it Asperger's anymore, because I know and this is just a rumor that it had something to do with, like, they don't call it that because of like some Nazi name or whatever. I don't know what it is, but they don't call it because it's like offensive to like Germans or whatever. I don't know why they do that. But
Well, Cain, I do think maybe there was some changes. I don't know if Dr. Quanrud could speak to the changes that kind of led to the collapsing of the diagnoses, if you want.
Well, we can take that offline too if we wanted to. It had to do with trying to streamline everything, and not everybody agrees with it since it
right, and that's what I'm
changed,
saying
so,
too. Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, when I was diagnosed in 2005, it was called Asperger's, and that's what I'll always call it, because that's what I guess I was trained to call it that. But yeah, I'm also on an app called Alike Health. I wasn't sure if you guys have seen that app before. It's a health app. It's almost like not really an Instagram, but it's almost like an Instagram for people with health problems, where you can like connect with others that like give health advice, or like kind of share the same problems that they have, and kind of get a little bit of communication, give advice to others. And there are a couple people I have seen on Alike, and some other people that have referred me to others from Alike that have autism. And so there's that, and I've gotten to know quite a few people on the platform Discord, which is like, it used to be like a gaming platform, but it's actually just now like for chatting and stuff. Yeah, I have this cool interest. If you guys have heard of the game Bop It, I'm obsessed with the electronic game Bop It, and that I'm on a group that is full of people who are either blind or autistic or both. And I know a bunch of people who have autism and have some kind of problem, I guess you'd say, that I've connected with a bunch of people who have autism, and I share my experiences, and they share their experiences too. it's interesting to find out like what goes on with others who have autism and what they use to cope.
So Cain, if you had any kind of parting words for this group, which is made up of, I think we have a diverse representation of in our group, more I would say on the professional side.
Sure.
But what would you say is the most important thing people like us can do to help others understand autism and work to raise awareness?
I guess in my opinion, I would like, and this is just what I'd like to see in the future. I'm not saying it'll actually happen, but what I'd like, one thing I'd like to see is, personally, I'd like to actually propose somehow a way to have like individual like teachers or professionals instruct about like understanding of autism in like a health class, like starting in my opinion, I'd say start middle school level, like 5th or 6th grade, because let's be real, kindergarten through 3rd grade, they don't pay attention anyway, and it would be kind of a blur to them. And even though learning at a young age is good, I don't think they would actually like get the whole aspect of autism. But I would like to see some kind of understanding in classes of autism, and kind of just build awareness and understanding and kind of get to know people.
This relates. I saw Mandy put a question in the chat about, but her question was more specific about people like yourselves. Do you have enough resources to advocate for? I mean, what's your opinion on that?
I'm just trying to read it here too. So yeah, how can I increase awareness in communities? So I guess that brings me to another thing. Along with my interest, there is a group that I got to know down in Huntington Beach, California. Like, I've never traveled there, but I know a group down there called Amuse for Autism Foundation. And basically it's a nonprofit that kind of connects people with autism and kind of does community events with autistic individuals, I guess you'd say. And so I got to know the main person, and her name is Brittany. I got to know her somewhat well. And one thing I tried to do was join remotely, like to some events, but that's kind of hard to do when I'm all the way in North Dakota and they're all the way in Southern California. So plus I don't have the money for transportation to do that. So, excuse me. So one thing I'd like to do to advocate is maybe, I don't know if I have the money for this, but maybe come up with like a small support group in the state that has kind of like events. I know there's like a place called the Yes Group, which is Youth Empowering Social Status here in Bismarck. But I feel like that is mostly like disabled. I mean, I'm not saying autism is a disability, because it's not. That's what I don't call it a disability, but I feel like some kind of group or gathering or something of that matter. And another thing with that Amuse for Autism is that you guys all know what GoFundMe is. There's a something that I'd kind of wonder if you guys can do is, my birthday is next month, and I set up a fundraiser for this Amuse for Autism Foundation, and just like as a giving back kind of thing. So wasn't sure if you guys wanted to spread the word, or how, I don't know how to approach that to this kind of group, but.
Cain, I think you could pop the link in the chat, and if people were interested, they could take a look at it.
Sure, let me see if I can do that real quick right here while I'm multitasking. You guys have any other questions at all that I can maybe answer for you? I think Krista froze.
So all of our, oh,
Sorry, Krista, you froze up a little bit. What were you saying?
am I unfrozen now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, sorry about that. No, I was just going to say that we would welcome you back we meet quarterly, and we also have subcommittees. I don't know how long you can stay on for the meeting, but we'll have some report outs from our subcommittees, and I know that they're always looking for more participation, and so we would just welcome you back to the task force as a whole or to a subcommittee, whatever you choose.
Absolutely, and I got to remember my password for this fundraiser. But
yeah, thank you so much, Cain. We appreciate your time, and I believe also we can. Oh yeah, Jody already put your podcast in the chat, so people have that.
And
So
the other thing
thank you
is
so
that,
much.
absolutely. One more thing, Krista, is the recording that I made or that we did of my part here. Could you send that to me like Google Drive or iCloud?
Yeah, I can ask Caitlin to follow up with you after the meeting, after she has the recording. I don't think she can splice it, like it'll be the whole thing, but then you
That's
can
fine.
take what you need.
I edit videos all the time, so yeah.
Thank you so much, Cain.
All right, you guys take care.
You too.